Hey Earth signs, welcome. Happy Halloween. This is going to be your Halloween reading. I am dressed up as an anime character. I am going to be offering a free personal tarot reading to the first person to correctly guess the character that I am dressed up as and the anime it's from in the comments below. So I am going to be doing a sign-specific reading for all the Earth signs. So Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. I'll put timestamps in the description box below. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with Taurus. Hey Taurus, hope you're doing well. Let me know what you're dressing up as or what you're planning to do for Halloween. Love to hear that kind of stuff. Really like the Halloween season. Feel like it's a really good time to tap in to the veil, get answers on things. And a great time to just be yourself and express yourself without judgment. It's I wish the world was more like that more often. Every time I think of Taurus, I think of food. I'm putting off eating until I'm done with this because that's how I have to motivate myself sometimes. I have Taurus in my Venus, um, so I don't know. That might apply to someone. So, in your mind space, we're gonna just kind of tap into what you're currently going through, what's going on for you, and ask for any additional insights and messages that need to come through for you to come through. So, currently in your mind space, you have the Eight of Wands, so you could have a lot of fast-moving energy. You could be quickly propelling towards a wish fulfillment or just making progress in some sort, especially in your mind space. Then you currently, this actually looks like a really good reading already so far. You currently may be withdrawing. This Four of Swords or Four of Bats is in your physical reality. So you might just be currently withdrawing, taking it easy, practicing self-care, just maybe taking it easy for the most part in preparation for the happiness that you know is coming in the future. You have the sun in your future physical space, so that's awesome. You got a lot of happiness coming in, a lot of clarity, comfort, and I think you're able to rest easy right now knowing that, because I think in your mind space you actually have been propelling towards that future and you know it's coming. And then also in your heart space, this kind of confirms it too. You're feeling very complete. You have the world in your heart space. So you might feel like you've completed something that or completed something that you've been working on for a while now. And then in your past, you had a wish fulfillment. So that could be part of the reason why you have this happiness coming in the future and why you're able to kind of just relax and really step into your Taurus energy of relaxation and comfort and the splendors of life. So I think after you got this wish fulfillment, you're really just able to kind of take it easy now and enjoy yourself. So that's awesome. I am going to use a different deck for the four corners of the situation currently to ask for any additional insight or messages. For the four corners, I'm using the Occult Tarot. It's a new deck I've got for the Halloween readings. So in one corner, you have the Queen of Swords. So that's in your mind space, in your past. So there could be somebody who is very disciplined, a female person, most likely, not necessarily, but just more of a feminine energy um, person might have been on your mind and maybe is part of this wish fulfillment that happened recently in your past. And then in your heart space, you have the Emperor in your past too, which is all about power and discipline. So you may have really gotten this wish fulfillment because of either yourself or people around you have like inspired you to be more disciplined and honest and truthful and live a real disciplined life is the main word I'm thinking of, which is what led to that wish fulfillment. And then after you gain some discipline and practice that for a while, you can kind of take it easy to an extent. Obviously, you have to keep the discipline going, but um, usually when you are disciplined about something, it tends to pay off, and you tend to get to a place where you are able to relax and enjoy life again. Like it takes hard work to get to that place of stability and comfort. So I think that was part of your past in getting to where you are currently. So in your future, in your mind space, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So you could be really just learning a lot about something that has to do with whatever is creating this happiness for you. You may just be putting the work in mentally, so you might be studying. Could be something to do with like a higher knowledge. Could be like holistic stuff. Also, 69 could be significant for you. And then in your heart space, in your future, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So this can be a sudden turn of events. I feel like it's obviously going to be in your favor because you have the Sun card in your physical space. So I think things are just going to continue to propel forward for you in a positive manner. So I think that's great. I just want to ask for an outside influence. Huh, that's interesting actually. So for the outside influence, you have the Page of Pentacles, and I was actually thinking of the Page of Pentacles in your future space, but it's actually the Knight of Pentacles. So really, in your future space, you could just be slowly making progress towards stability, which makes a lot of sense, kind of with how this whole reading is structured. But I think an outside influence is somebody has kind of inspired you or pushed you to be more studious about building your peace, building your happiness, making changes in your life that make way for that kind of happiness to happen in your life. Cool. And then I'm just going to ask for what you don't see coming. What is something that Taurus doesn't see coming? So I had the Emperor fall out right next to the other Emperor. So I feel like maybe you and maybe a partner are going to build some kind of legacy together, and maybe that's part of this wish fulfillment in your past. But maybe you just don't see how powerful they are as well. Um, or it could be vice versa. Maybe you see them as super powerful and disciplined, but you don't see yourself as being on that level, but you will be on that level. You just don't see it quite yet. So if that resonates, let me know. Love to hear what you guys get out of these readings. I'm just gonna ask for an oracle card from the Halloween Forever Oracle or any additional insights or messages. So we got Daughters of Night. And I'm going to read from the guidebook for this. So it says, Daughters of Night, beautiful blessings are on their way to you. Say yes to them. Creative inspiration, happiness, and luxury are flowing to you and through you in endless waves. Relax, receive, and be glad. So I would say continue to be in the energy you're currently in, relax, and just be open to abundance that will come through. Allow yourself to receive it. Don't let any negative thoughts like not feeling worthy for whatever reason, know that you are worthy and just allow things to happen. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Taurus. I will see you in your next reading. I might be doing some more educational stuff coming up with like astrology, numerology, but we'll see. I'll see you when I see you. Take care. I wish you the best. Hey, Capricorn. Hope you're doing well. Uh, Happy Halloween. Let me know what you're dressing up as, or if you're dressing up, what you're planning to do. So I am just going to kind of tap into your current situation, see what's going on for you, see what messages need to come through for you. So you could be currently going inward, especially in your mind space, about a decision you're trying to make. You may just be really debating the pros and cons to a decision. This is just confirmation to continue to go inward with that. In the past, you could have had a change in position. Um, so something could have happened that caused you to just be in a different position in life. And this could probably have led you to feeling kind of blah about life, just dissatisfied with what has happened. You have the Four of Cups in your current physical space. And then in your heart space, you may just be carrying a heavy burden for some reason, maybe because of this change of position. The first thing that comes to mind is potential breakup or something like along those lines. Um, I mean, take that if it resonates. It might not be for everybody, obviously. Um, but then in your future physical space, you have the Seven of Wands. And this has to do with like standing up for yourself. This like picture is quite different from the Rider-Waite, so it took me a second to remember, but it's standing up for yourself. But in this picture, I feel like this is kind of representing different sides of yourself. Like your highest self has all these different parts. And I feel like maybe these are different parts of your higher self helping you realize that you have so much potential that you should stand up for yourself and continue on your path, and that there is hope. The stars always represent hope, and that there's stability and comfort in your future after standing up for yourself and going up that long, big hill. As daunting as it may seem in the moment, there is happiness and abundance waiting for you at the end of this journey. So, for a outside influence, we have the High Priestess. So this could be someone with a very intuitive nature, um, someone very caring, loving. This could be also an aspect of yourself. Could be just um, the universe asking you to continue to look within like you've been doing in your mind space. This is just confirmation to look within, and whatever this outside influence is causing you to look within. So I feel like this has to do with some connection you had, maybe after things went a different direction, you began to question and ask yourself what the truth is about the whole situation, about the connection, what really is the truth behind things. And again, you have the bat she's hanging on to, which is the sword um, in the other decks, but that represents truth and honesty and clarity. So, and it's almost like she's like beside herself with laughter after realizing the truth. So I think once you get the bigger picture, you'll get to a place of being more content and maybe be able to walk forward. And again, you have the stars in the background. I think that's confirmation that you're going to be able to walk forward and find hope again. And then for something you don't see coming, you have the devil. So this could be something that may tie you down or feel like it's tying you down, but ultimately nothing can actually tie you down if you don't allow it to. Um, it's like the idea of like spells or whatever only have power if you give them power. So like if you are into hexes or whatever, hexes can only have power over you if you believe in the power of that hex. If you don't believe in that power, it has no power over you. So I think that's something to remember with this potential devil energy in your future. Also, this could be a Capricorn person coming into your life. I think actually it could just be an aspect of yourself too. Um, Maybe tapping into your inner self is going to bring a lot of understanding and clarity and healing. And I feel like whatever the, the cat is looking at the rat almost like, and so is the baby in the jar, which whatever, but I feel like maybe these are different aspects of yourself looking at maybe someone who hurt you or something like that and realizing like they weren't quite what you made them out to be. And that maybe like the inner child that was contained within you made them out to be something more. But as you begin to heal, you will begin to understand their part in the story that wasn't good. Um, I know a lot of times we can blame ourselves when things don't work out, and that can be as like a sense of control, which is totally normal. But I think just as you continue to gain a higher perspective on the situation, clarity will come about. And I think you're really going to step into your own energy and really love that shadow side of yourself, especially after illuminating the truth about things. Cool. So I am going to use the Occult Tarot. for four corners of the situation to ask for any additional insight and messages. So in your mind space in the past, you have the Fool. So I feel like this kind of confirms the idea of the change of position. You could have had to start afresh, start anew. And then in your future, in your mind space, you have the Lovers, which is all about asking yourself what you really want in your relationships and striving for that. This says causes women to love men and brings them together in love, can make women barren. So that might apply to you somehow, but also, these cards have numbers associated with them. I haven't actually looked into what they are supposed to mean, but 16 has to do with the tower. So maybe this tower moment in the past is what led you to maybe a new connection mentally with someone or just a new understanding about what the connection that you actually want to have going forward, the kind of relationship you want to have in your life, or relationships in general, the kind that you want in your life. So, double judgment. That's interesting. You have judgment in your past, in your physical space, and then also in your heart space. So, you could have been feeling really judged about something you did. And I think this is also just confirmation that it probably had to do with the relationship because it is in the heart space. So you probably had a change of position in a relationship. But I think you're currently holding on to something that's just too much to handle and you need to let it go or let parts of it go. Probably parts of you just blaming yourself, looking down on yourself, when really the truth is everyone has a part to play in this grand story of life. So just continuing to look for that higher perspective, I think will be very beneficial for you. And then in your heart space, you have the King of Swords in the future. So I think as you begin to really step into truth and honesty, you're going to gain a lot of power in your heart space and be protected. The universe will protect you, and you will just be more protected as you are being honest with yourself. I can't think of the exact saying, but like honesty and the truth can be like the best protection because you have nothing, you have no cracks in your armor. Um, so yeah, just being radically honest with yourself, I think is going to be super beneficial for you in the future about the higher perspective of what you want. All right, so I am just going to pull an oracle card for an additional message. This is the third time this one's come out, but you got Bone Bouquet. So I'm just going to read from the deck or the guidebook. It says, be fearless, face and transcend your worries, let even death inspire you to live fully and fearlessly, and to luxuriate in the beauty surrounding you now. So I would say whatever this heartbreak or change of position that you had in the past, try to just face it and be fearless with it and be fearless with the healing process that you currently have to go through. And then turn it into something beautiful, transmute the depth of that situation into something that is going to create beauty in your life that will create that bouquet of bones from that death that happened or that ending that happened and just really turn it into something beautiful. There can be beauty even in the hardest things in life because a lot of times they teach us just how important the good things in life are or just how precious life is. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I will see you next time. Take care. Hey Virgo, hope you're doing well. Happy Halloween. If you're planning on dressing up, let me know what you're dressing up as. I love to hear that kind of stuff. So I am just going to kind of tap into your current situation, see what's going on for you, see what messages need to come through for you, see if I can help guide you in some way, shape, or form. So I feel like in your mind space currently, you may be letting go of feelings of misery. You may be overcoming those harsher feelings. There could have been an end to a third party situation in the past. That could have to do with why you're able to let go of kind of misery or just harsher mentalities at this time. And it looks like you currently are having a change of position. So something is changing for you currently. And I think that is part of why you're able to let go of misery in your mind space. So you're not being so hard on yourself because of something that you've gained insight to or just something that has happened for you. And then in your heart space currently, I think you're being very truthful, stepping into your power. You have the King of Swords in your heart space, or the King of Bats in this deck, which is just like the epitome of stability and honesty and truth, and just kind of a no BS type of energy. And I think maybe that's part of what maybe you're just feeling at this time, but it could be also what has led to this change of position and allowed you to not be so hard on yourself. And then in the future, you have the star. So this is Aquarius energy. It's the hope, it's the road forward, something to look forward to. You definitely have something to look forward to at this time. And I think that's probably part of the reason, too, that you're letting go of these misery type of thoughts or miserable thoughts because you know that you have hope in your future. Also, it could be that letting go of these more negative thoughts is what allows you or what brings about that hope in your future. So I think when you hold on to negative belief systems, it can really impact your future and just put a damper on potential hope that there actually is. So for an outside influence, you have the Hierophant, which is like higher knowledge. You could have gained some kind of higher knowledge, some spiritual awakening. You could have just have a higher understanding as to maybe went what happened with this third party in the past, maybe. Also, maybe this higher understanding also what's allowing you to let go of these more negative thoughts. And then something you don't see coming. You have the Five of Swords, which is defeat. This could be just an opposition in your life. There could be somebody that is illuminated for you that has kind of been bringing you down that you weren't aware of yet or currently. But I think it will become aware or become illuminated in the future. This could also be an aspect of yourself that was bringing you down as you were holding on to these more negative thoughts. But for some reason, I feel like there's an outside party that was like really just trying to bring you down. And once you realize that, that is what's going to allow you to have hope again. Because you could have been blaming yourself, putting all the blame on yourself. It could be like a toxic person that's gaslighting you or something like that. But maybe that is what you don't see coming. I think just that person being illuminated for you. All right, so I'm going to use the Occult Tarot for four corners of the situation to see if we can get any additional insight to what's going on. So the third party could have had to do with a relationship that you had in the past because you have the Six of Cups in your mind space. So you could have just been really thinking about a past relationship where maybe a third party was involved. And then in the future, in your mind space, you have the Hermit, which I think, again, has to do with this higher perspective. I think as you gain a higher perspective onto the truth of reality or the truth of your reality, you're going to have that star in your physical reality come about and that road forward. So I would say it's just confirmation to continue to go inward, look for that higher perspective, really have a unbiased view and look at things from an unbiased perspective. So in the past, you had Nine of Swords, which again, I feel like kind of has to do with that third party situation. You could have had a lot of anxieties in your heart space about maybe somebody cheating or some just third party. Could be insecurities, could be a lot of different things, but you've had a lot of anxieties in your heart space in the past. But I feel like letting go of those and just looking at things from an honest perspective. I think that's why you have the King of Swords in your heart space. It's just a call to truly be honest with yourself and step into your own power and allow yourself to know how powerful you actually are as you're going about this process of rigorous honesty about the situation. But I think this is just kind of confirmation that as you go about this process, this is what's going to lead again to that star in your future. So you have judgment in your heart space in your future. So you could have another change of position in your future. So I think a lot of change is happening and will be happening, but I think it's going to be for your highest good. And I think this current change of position you're encountering is waking you up to the reality of what actually happened, what is happening, and the actual potential of what could be for you. And then I think in your future, as you gain that higher perspective, you're going to have a change of heart and allow more real love to come into your life. So I think it's super positive and something to look forward to, especially with, again, the star being in your physical reality in the future. That's one of my favorite cards in the tarot. It's the star as well as the sun. I think those are two of the most positive cards in the tarot, at least in the major arcana. So yeah, I think that's great. I'm just going to pull an oracle card for an additional message for you. So this says Possum Fairy. 11 could be significant. I'm just going to read from the guidebook, see what it has to say. So it says, look beyond the popular, conventional, and mainstream. Open your mind, dare to be different, and choose your allies according to your inner compass. Befriend and marginalized and the unfairly maligned. Or befriend the marginalized and the unfairly maligned. So yeah, question the narrative, question authority, question the popular narrative that's currently being told in your life. Kind of look for cracks in the story because I think you're being misled currently as to what is actually happening, what is really the truth. And I think you're going to figure out what it actually is happening as you go inward and look at things from a higher perspective. We have all the answers we need within ourselves. We just have to allow ourselves the time and space for us to look inward and trust in ourselves that we actually have those answers. So doubt others, try not to doubt yourself. Listen to what your mind is actually telling yourself and question what others are saying. So that is what I have for you, Virgo, and I wish you the best, and I will see you next time. Take care.